Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. So today's video is basically about the so-called one of the best weapons in the game right now regarding the named weapons, and this is the Harmony. Now, what if I were to tell you that even though the Harmony seems to be the best, one of the best weapons in the game for skill players, what if I told you that there are other weapons that can actually do what the Harmony is doing, that you can farm or actually leverage right now until you get the Harmony. And basically, it's just using your in-sync talents, the regular one, on a max rolled weapon. Okay, now I know some of you have a max rolled weapon sitting in your stash that you've not necessarily picked up. That's probably in the weapon class that you like to play, and you would be happy to pull it out of your backpack. And if you have in sync in your library, you can roll it on there for its talent and actually use it. Now, this is not to say that the Harmony itself is not the best in slot. I think it is, because if you look at the talents, let's do a comparison here between the Harmony and my military L86. You'll see that both talents, are giving me slightly different numbers, with the perfect version giving me the best possible damage buff that I can get. The perfectly in sync says hitting an enemy grants you 20% skill damage for 5 seconds. The regular says hitting an enemy grants you 15% skill damage for 5 seconds. I mean, it's not really that bad, honestly. I think, the 5% difference is basically something to hold you over till you can find yourself, the full 20%. And then using a skill or damaging an enemy with a skill grants you 20% weapon damage for 5 seconds. Whereas in this case, you only get 15%, and then the damage is doubled while both buffs are active. So if you think about my L86, it fits whatever playstyle that I want to use it for. Say in the instance where I want to use my combined arms on my backpack, this requires for me to shoot an enemy, and the buff is only for 3 seconds. So I have to be hitting enemies much more constantly to keep that uptime as I'm going. And I would rather be able to kind of spray with this weapon while using Mr. Glass Cannon over here, rather than have to, be stuck in cover with the rifle in some instances. Now, if I have a team of people that I'm playing with and the enemy NPCs are focusing on them, then I can basically come and, I can continue using the Harmony. So, in essence, the numbers are not necessarily going to be too different or too significant for you to be able to say, okay, I don't think, not using this is worth it. So my turret right now is doing 157 damage. If I use my L8, if I do combine down arms and I get the buff, I'm getting 218,000, and about 700 or so, 218,000 is my damage basically, right? With from my turret. Now, if I switch to the perfect in sync, which is from my Harmony weapon, that number is definitely going to climb, but it's only climbing by it's 228,000. So I think, let's try that again. Let's see what it's going to be. Yeah, 228,000 versus 218,000. So yes, if you don't have the Harmony, you are going to be missing out on some damage, but it doesn't seem like the damage that you're going to be missing out on is enough for you to just ignore anything that doesn't have in sync. So the talent itself is actually what is the powerful part of improving your damage from a weapon and a skill buff perspective. And so then if you go look at your playstyle, then you have to also consider, what weapons do I prefer using? What weapons do I have? And how is my build going to benefit from, the weapons that I prefer using and the weapons that I do have? And this is where it comes in. So I got another weapon here that has in sync. I'm going to go roll it into my library. So if I really wanted to use maybe another weapon class, now I have access to it, and it can definitely be used to buff my build as we go on. So this is basically just one tip for people who may be looking for this weapon, or who this weapon may seem like it's out of reach. I don't think, you need to basically shut down, all efforts to search for it. I think it is attainable, But as a player, you know, you're just going to have to you're just going to have to make do with the regular version of InSync, and then eventually when you can get your hands on the perfect InSync, then that's something that you can definitely use as, you know, as time comes, as it comes your way. So I hope that makes sense. Thank you so much for your time and audience. I appreciate you guys watching the video. Let me hear your thoughts in the comment section. I mean, I have both weapons right now, and both of them they seem like they're solid. And they're going to be able to do whatever work that I need. So that's actually pretty cool in my opinion. I'm super excited to even have them both, and I'm going to be using them for my builds. I just wanted to share with you guys that using the perfect version is good, but the regular version is, you know, is also pretty usable and reasonable in my opinion compared to not even having any at all. So let me hear your thoughts, like I said, in the comment section. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.